All right, Trevor. I was looking at your code. I had to make the video because, well, there's a lot of stuff that's completely off here. So, the terms and conditions, um, that's a whole other can of worms. But the welcome screen, looking at it, there's nothing here to even create the button. So I try to run it. It brings up something, but it's not completely. So what I'm going to show you is not going to be enough time for you guys to create it. These are things that we learned weeks ago. Um, let's see here. All right, where do I start at? So, all right, so you have public static void main. When you're writing a class like this, the public static void main does not exist in here at all. So this needs to basically be wiped out in essence. So let's see here. You have public class welcome, which is fine. So what I would do here is I would have public class welcome, and then you need to have extends. And like I said, this is kind of at the end of the wire here. Extends JPanel. You need to use the JPanel, and then you need to implement action listener. Reason being is because you're going to have a button that does something, and right now it's not going to work the way you have it set up. Let's see here. All right, so you have public action listener, fine, and then you're going to need another public module somewhere else, which is going to be the name of the screen, which would be public welcome screen. I have this right here. So this right here is going to be, you're going to add your components here. So for example, down here, like where you have, where is it at? Frame.adding greeting. All that stuff is going to happen in here. Okay. So that's all going to happen there. You have to have all that in your layout there. But the top is where you describe all what's going to be up here. So up here is going to be everything that you describe that will be on your screen. So for example, all right, so I was trying to look at your code and see what you had here so I could kind of build something. All right, so you have up here, you have let me copy it and bring it over here. You have the J label greeting equals new label. That's good. So we want to put that over here. That's good right here. But then you have underneath it, you're adding the font and adding the component, and that's not good. Can't do that. That is the only thing that I'm looking at your code right here, and as you see here, that's the only thing that you're adding. You have the frame, you have the set default, all that stuff. So really, and you're adding the button. So that's the other thing that we want to move in here. So I'm trying to create it freshly over here. So the button, we need to put J button. Button equals new J button. Accept. All right, so that's good there. All right, so now we want to add our components down here, which I guess I could have copied it over here. So let me actually wipe all this stuff out completely because we're just kind of starting from scratch here in a sense. Let's see here. Whew. Sorry, I'm trying to think how we could do this. All right, so down here in our public welcome, we want to have a super class. So we'll call it super. We'll call it you have it is we'll call it Dave's car rental. That's fine. All right, so we got that. You have the size. Let's see here. Do you have it? You have set size, height, and width. So let's see. Um, hmm. Well, that's not right. All right, so let's put it up here. You have it differently, so I'm going to put it differently from what you have here. We're going to do, I'm just going to copy some code, make this short and sweet. So you could change it to whatever you want it to be. Um, so you have that size. So all we need to do here is set the size and the layouts. Copy that. We need to down here. All right, so now we set the size and layout of this up here that you have described. That kind of takes over what you had WFrame set size, set default. We'll put that here in a second. What we need to do is we need to add our components. So we had the WFrame.add greeting. So we, actually that is not going to work either. So you can't do it that way. You have to do add. And then you want to add your object, which is greeting. Now we want to add the button. So we want to do add button. All right, so those are our two objects up here. So we're adding those to those components down there. Now we want to set, you have this piece right here, set outlook. Well, actually, do you have the close? You don't have the close, so we need to close down here. So what we need is set defaults close operation jframe dot exit on close. Oops. All right, we need that there. And then we need to submit. So the name of your button is just called button. So we want to have button dot add action listener. And we will make it the current class, this. All right, so that right there gets your thing going a little bit. Now what we need to do here is we need to do down here we need to do an override. We need to have an action listener here, so we have to do public void action perform action event. All right, so we'll close this. Now we need to do something down here. The first thing we're doing is trying to get this thing to work to a degree here. Looking at what you had here. So you're setting the fonts. See, this is all completely out of order, way out of order. That's why it's not working at all. Oh, sorry, just trying to flow with it here. Action perform. We want the button to do something. So, all right. So, you know what? I actually ended up scratching some of this. I actually had some source code over here. What I did is wanted to show you what I did. I'll send it to you. This is something I already have put together already. As you see here, I describe everything that's going to be in my. This is something that we went over in class. Describe everything that's going to be in my information at the top. I add at the bottom, and then I do an action perform. What I ended up doing is I ended up adding the terms and conditions, which there's nothing there right now, which is fine. This right here allows me to run this class together, but at the bottom here is I'm opening up this window. So if I run this right now, it brings up, this is hello, whatever, it doesn't matter. So the thing is, I want to hit the submit button. Once I hit the submit button, what happens is this guy opens up, which it's nothing right here. This is your terms and conditions. So this is how you make your code work. If you have the code that I sent you in a snippet, that will work if you have it in your action performed. But you guys had a lot of stuff that wasn't there at all. So I will copy this, send this to you, and I'm going to send you this video right now.